Hello everyone and welcome to another Golden Age Stories stream. Today we are playing Mage the Ascension Technogate 2000. And I think that's the first time that I've been able to get that down proper for a while now. So awesome. Thank you all for joining us here. So let's go ahead and just jump right into Technogate here with some introductions. So Tycho, tell us a little bit about your character and what do you look like?
Tycho Vance is a white male, about 6'1", late 20s. He used to wear a lot of metallics, retro-futuristic clothing, kind of reminiscent of his father, Buck Samsonite. But now he's more into the drab. I think I'm calling it post-grunge. So I think he's borrowing a lot of clothing from Malakai right now. He grew up here at the Construct in Madison, Wisconsin. His father was the legendary adventurer Buck Samsonite, who disappeared when Tycho was very young. His mother was in charge of research and execution here at the Construct. Around the age of 18, Tycho went on a little adventure into the Umbra with a bunch of werewolves, a bunch of werewolves, which ended in tragedy. After which he came back and his mother took pity on him and got him a job on Technogate Team 42, which is where this adventure started.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tycho. And Phaedra, tell us a little bit about your character and what do you look like?
Phaedra is a 29-year-old black female. She's usually rocking her dreadlocks tied up into a ponytail, a white lab coat, white blouse, black slacks. She's been with the Technocracy, I guess, about 3 years now, and is trying to figure stuff out ever since things have been more crazy than usual. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Phaedra. And Malakai, tell us a little bit about your character and what do you look like?
Malakai is born of a military family. Enlisted right out of high school into the Air Force. Was good with power systems and enjoyed himself on the firing range to the point where he was noticed by the Technocracy. Did a second tour with the Technocracy, where he trained and then was put on and then led teams that hunted reality deviants. After making some friends he wasn't supposed to, accidentally from his perspective, he got demoted. We'll just say demoted to being the head of security on TG-42, the civilian Technogate team. He's 6 foot tall, has long, unkept hair, wears clothes that are utility, i.e., whatever is clean when he's not on mission. And he's finishing. Nope. We had Altered Earth happened, and now he's just working with his crew, trying to make sense of the chaos that stemmed from that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that. And Gretchen, tell us a little bit about your character and what do you look like?
Hey everybody, I play Gretchen Fury. She's about 5'7", white female with dark red hair. She's always wearing aviators and dark clothing to sneak around in. It's World of Darkness, so I feel someone has to have the obligatory trench coat, so she is wearing that right now. She works for the New World Order on the spy side, so she has a lot of contacts in the FBI, CIA, etc. And she's just ready to figure out this mystery that keeps being thrown at us. So let's go figure it out.
Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and start this off with you guys are inside of Tycho's house that connects you to your Technogate facility underneath the airport of Madison, Wisconsin. So let's start it off with Phaedra's just waking up right now. She kind of put herself into a little bit of a healing coma in order to and Phaedra, you are fully healed. And it's just a special perk. I'm gonna give you back all of your willpower, all of your hit points are all back together, and you were just in a complete and utter super healing coma, basically.
Yay.
But you're just waking up, so we'll start off with a quote unquote recap here, where the players have to tell you been going on.
Oh, hey, Phaedra's awake.
Good morning, afternoon. What time is it?
I think it's been like a whole day.
We'll say it's afternoon.
Okay.
You feeling better?
Much.
Feeling great. Just jotting down my time, make sure everything's good. Cool. What I missed?
All right, so
Well,
we just
there's
got back
this.
from the Arboretum, right?
Yes,
No,
you got just back from the Arboretum, and then Malakai just got back from the Umbra.
So there's two of these, and I gesture towards the unconscious Kyle clone and the conscious Kyle escorting around trays of coffee. Irish coffee.
Yeah, I added some fun to that.
That would trigger Phaedra's memory.
Which is what I was going for.
Yeah. Do you have any feelings on that, Phaedra? You were very good at defending the Kyle, and he was a clone the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Well, I tried to do something good, I guess.
Yeah, we added a new trigger to, for the next time that we create a clone and then wipe our minds to further along the illusion of extreme danger. Remember, it's because you could have just left him, let the werewolf have him. But it is pretty impressive. You guys down to Black Spiral.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm reflecting on my actions.
I don't
blew
think
up
you're going
a,
to get the response that it was enjoyable at all. It was something that happened.
But anyway, so while we were doing that, Malakai apparently went on a little adventure with my father.
It is true. We blew up one of those crystals, which was one of the ways I was thinking of dealing with the one that's in the Arboretum. Although Buck did tell me what it took to. He had. I don't know if you know this, Tycho. He had a sun, like a portable sun.
He had another son?
No.
I thought the same thing.
Same.
Wow. Yeah. No, he sacrificed his other son to blow this. No, he had a portable sun, or like something. He's been building it for years. Something like 10,000 quintessence was put into this thing, and and so just brute force blowing them up doesn't seem like the best plan.
He put over 9,000 quintessence into it?
Over 9,000. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I even crushed my my sensor when I saw the numbers.
That is what you're supposed to do.
Yep. And so yeah, we detonated one of those, and oh man, it's like turns out that there's 9, not 8, on the Earth. We found the 9th one. They are seemingly paired with another crystal that's out in the Umbra. And we know the locations of several of those due to Buck's diligence. Maxi and Mrs. Tycho. Nope, Mrs. Vance. Does she go by Ms. now? You know what? It's not important.
Just say Mrs.
They're,
Vance.
they're, work,
That's
they're
what we're
working
going
on.
with for now.
Yeah, they're working on coming up with a more effective way of disabling or destroying these crystals. And we rigged up Kyle's phone so he can call the spirit world, and because that's where his family is currently trapped.
Because they're dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
trapped as spirits. You know, the
Duh.
useful Von Helsons. The useful Von Helsons are all trapped over there. So he we rigged up his phone, and then we were actually kind of just tossing around the idea of going and trying to learn more from the vampire ghoul that recognized him when he pulled you guys over. It was actually yesterday. Maybe it was the day before, but might just be yesterday.
Actually, it would have been today. Because yeah, I don't think enough. Well, okay, so I think that we are gonna have to say 24 hours past just for the healing coma thing. But
Yeah.
technically, really, it's only probably been like an hour.
Well, if it-
time is all wonky.
It's a weird
You have
soup.
to say that it's been a day so that we can get a willpower back.
Yeah, let's give back one willpower, give you a day of rest, like you guys kind of got back and Phaedra was passed out and you guys passed out as well, and then we'll retcon that in.
Yeah, nothing's actively attacking us. Oh, in the meantime, just in case I should put this on the stream, I did buy my 4th dot in dimensional science.
Yes, and I also now have a list for you guys. Let me drop that in the chat here for you. This is a list of where all of these things are. The
Earthbound crystals.
Earthbound crystals. So you've got one in Tokyo, Japan, one in Delphi, one in Shanghai, Sao Paulo, Mexico City, Madison, Wisconsin, and then the North Pole.
I can't help but notice that 6 and 7 are missing.
Yeah, and Delphi is actually Delhi, India.
Damn it, not Delphi. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce.
No, that's what I'm here for. And I try not to do it as much as I used to.
Where are the other two? Thought I did have. There,
Unless you mean the town in Greece.
Maybe I should just
mean,
have that be 6 or 7.
I mean,
I'm
Delphi
not
is an
wrong.
important city spiritually.
Yeah, we're gonna do Delphi in Greece, right? How do you spell Delphi?
'Cause that's Delphi.
Yes, I got it right. That's cool.
Oh, it is. It's only one letter off, so that's where the oracle is, right? The
yes,
Oracle
that's
of Delphi.
the Oracle of Delphi, or Pluto, or not Pluto, but
But Tycho will explain to Phaedra. So we had the locations of 8 of these, and we created an algorithm and used an enlightened procedure to figure out the 9th location, which is the North Pole.
Great. Okay.
Just be glad it's not the South Pole.
7.
So what's our top priorities right now?
Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
We've been
know
running
that-
around for so long, don't even know.
That's a little bit player and PC right there.
I'll pull out like a pad and paper, as we have referenced recently. Let's talk about our priorities and try to rank them. So I think one thing we were talking about doing was trying to like kidnap this ghoul, maybe get in contact with some local vampires? Is that a thing?
Well, the goal there was to figure out what the local vampire connection is to Kyle or the Helson family. I believe that we're going to discover that the demon Beelzebub is he's putting out feelers all over the place to try to terminate the Helson family. Little does he know. Buck wanted us to go and pinpoint locations. Like he knows that there are crystals on 3 different planes in the planets in the outer space. But he doesn't know exactly where the crystals are, so we could go and try to find those. That was one thing. I'm not trying to say this is a high priority. I'm just trying to get the priority list. We can reorganize them in terms of what we want to do second.
Yeah, actually, GM, can you create a handout called priorities?
Yeah, I can do that.
And then we can all bring it up on our screens and edit it together.
Handout. Players can be edited by.
All right. So
Players.
finding the exact location of some crystals in space. That's my contribution to the priorities list.
Okay,
All
say
right.
that again.
Handout created.
Other one?
Sorry, say the priority again.
I
Malakai?
pinpoint the location of crystals that Buck has found in the Umbra.
And monitor their, like, if there's been any effect on them because of the destruction of the one crystal.
All right, I'll put that as a tab underneath.
That sounds good.
Monitor impact. All right. The one that I was thinking of was find connection between Kyle and local vampires.
Yes. I agree.
Okay. Oh, communicate with various entities in the
Yeah,
Umbra.
they could help us understand the year that we lost. And now that we have the ability to contact them.
Yeah.
So.
Although I suppose contacting them could be it's pretty much in service to the first one.
Yeah.
The pin.
I think adding it is good, just because, like, yeah, we don't actually have that number of things going on. We just have a lot of ways that we like could potentially come at them.
Is rebuild the Technocracy still a bullet?
I would
Like
I would
a
say it is.
semblance of a system to help out a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know what that would entail, but I think that should be on the list.
I mean, it could help out with at least locating the nodes if we had more people to look for them.
And at minimum, they can just help to keep an eye on the crystals we already know where they are on Earth to make sure they don't suddenly get a lot bigger and start walking around or something.
Yeah.
Are you going to rebuild the NWO as well, or right alongside, or? I don't know much about the NWO, only know that they paid a dude to spy on us for a whole while, which he ended up being a good guy, so that was good. But
yeah, seems you got procedured 34'd. I don't know. I think we'll have to see how much is left. I think
Okay, so-
rebuilding the technocracy in general, whether we break it down into sections again, is we go from there.
Yeah, so like finding survivors of the Avatar storm, basically, to make it a bit more general.
Yeah, I think that's a more realistic one.
And there is
Yeah.
word that Tycho's dad did talk about how there are some that, even though they've been stuck on the other side of the Avatar storm for a long time, there are a few out there that, due to the sheer number that the Technocracy put out into space, there is a high possibility that you'll run into survivors in the Umbra who are not been turned into. Basically, they have the merit that, because by magic you weren't able to save yourself, but if you naturally had the merit, you were able to keep it or you were able to keep alive and stay as a natural thing.
Find our spaceship. Along with what were the names? What were the names of your little underlings that loved you on that ship?
Lysander and Tessa?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
remember the name of the ship?
There also very well might be a vampire on that ship, sleeping or not.
I do not remember the name of the ship.
The
You did not.
Orfeo.
You did not yell it
Oh,
as
yeah.
much. as,
Othello or
Or
Oh, yeah.
Sang a whole fucking song about it.
You did make a song about it.
Orfeo, out into the black.
Yep.
That's just a teaser. You don't get the whole thing.
Just gonna put that on SoundCloud, or what's happening with that?
It's
If it wouldn't result in a bunch of paradox backlash because of the awesomeness.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about putting that shit out into the public. You don't want to have any witnesses.
Change the course of history. One song released on SoundCloud doesn't exist. Create SoundCloud and then release.
So
No,
where
I
do you guys
do
want to
think
start? Do you guys want to start with finding the Orpheus, or do you want to like break up and try and do multiple of these things at once, or what's your plan?
where
Ooh,
I
your
was
plot line.
leaning.
We're gonna go find our spaceship.
No.
That is like low.
I was gonna say that's something I just came out to make the list longer. Like I don't. So.
Okay. I think maybe we should contact the entities in the Umbra.
First
Sure.
off, are we running low on resources here? Because like it's not infinite. How are we doing on equipment, bullets, all that stuff? Do we need funding?
I would
know we're
say
good
at
for power right now.
the capacity that you guys are at currently, what you're utilizing and stuff, you don't have to really worry about what you're operating at this size. But if you get any kind of staff and you actually start trying to crew, or if you wanted a spaceship, like you have upkeep on a spaceship if you get one. You know, there's going to be a crew that's going to be required and a staff that's going to be required to dry dock the thing. You know, so once you start expanding back into being the Technocracy, or being more like revitalizing Technogate, then you'll have some problems. But basically, you're running off a quiescence at this point for everything, and you guys are doing fine on that. You're not using that much compared to what Technogate is connected to for its power source. So
Yeah, I believe we had like a 6-month fuel supply of quintessence for that purpose. It's been a handful of days. We will need to address it at some point. Maybe we should start laying inroads.
Maybe we take care of more than just one bullet at a time. Maybe split up.
Well, what thing on the list, if you're able to look at the priorities list, is your current favorite?
Finding the vampire.
Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, I kind of want to get out into the Umbra. find the locations of these crystals.
Okay. Phaedra?
I could do the Umbra.
And,
Okay.
well, we're going to end up leaving it up to Kyle, I kid. Because I feel like if we could hunt down these local vampires, we could maybe get some insight. But also, I like being in the Umbra because I get to wear my suit. So that wasn't a particularly helpful exercise.
Well, Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, he's like, well, I kind of would like to contact my family.
Yeah, we should leave him here and let him make a whole bunch of phone calls. He can update us when he gets done.
Well, I mean, we probably want to talk to those people too, right?
His family? They wouldn't know us. They might not even believe us.
They probably
They're
still have some
dead.
information or could get us in contact with those hunters.
Oh, that's true.
Make our lives a little easier.
Like, we're having enough trouble getting Kyle to tell us what's going on. These people might actually be able to tell us what is going on.
Oh, see, I
We
was
might
thinking the other direction where these people are
be
even better at than Kyle at not telling us what's going on.
To be honest,
I mean,
I want to start rebuilding the Technocracy. Because as I was contemplating things before I went into a coma, if something happens to one of us, that's it.
That's a good point. Our backups are,
We
well,
have no backup.
we have no backups. It's just
We're leaning on Kyle, who is a very nice guy, but is not part of our order.
Mhm.
Where are people at?
remember
feel like-
rebuilding the Technocracy has to be in service to the main goal, which is dealing with the current situation, which is, let's just admit it, time sensitive, even though it
I'm
doesn't
not even
seem
saying
that way.
we should go at it aggressively. Like, I'm not actively going out to find people. I'm just saying, couldn't we just like put out a signal beacon for someone's gotta be out there very confused and wanting some type of answers.
Yeah,
You
there's
don't
got
think
to be
they'd be searching for frequencies?
some news group, not news group.
Well,
Yeah, and some chat room someplace.
the Technocracy did have a lot of people working for it that aren't, you know, familiar with enlightened science. They're just, you know, there were a lot of people that worked in this facility. They might actually still live in the area. We might just be able to, if we can secure a funding source to reopen payroll, we might be able to just get a bunch of them back.
I am not. That was not my job of understanding how the funding works. In my previous employment under the Technocracy.
Yeah, I
I
do
just-
Hypertech. I don't even know
step
how to
one,
do.
find a syndicate member. Step
Yeah,
two, tell them to recreate the Technocracy.
They tried to get me to fill out an expense report once, and I started writing calculus things all over it. So, yeah, not my area.
Okay, well,
I
one thing I
mean,
would add as a subheading to the whole rebuild the Technocracy is to get our people home that are currently trapped in the spirit in the in trapped in outer space.
yeah.
I,
Because I would guess they're probably running out of time if we want them back as people.
Oh, they ran out of time a while ago.
It's possible that we could do some unique things with. I'm not even fully aware of what the Technogate is capable of doing. It's possible that with the right minds and a little bit of time, we can figure out a way to.
I
I'm not
apologize.
saying
I
that's
got to
going to
go
work here.
AFK real quick, but continue. I'll be right back.
Okay, no questions. Gotcha. I mean, we could. I'm not saying it's going to work for your dad because he spent so many years on Altered Earth, but these guys have only been out there for a couple of years, so.
Yeah, and we've only been gone a year. It's just
Mhm.
the people that got stuck out there. For most entities, it only takes about a week. With some enlightened science, you can stave it off for a month. But anybody that's still out there, they're just out there. That's
I
Okay.
mean, that's pretty. We don't know what people are capable of. It's like one of the wonderful things about humanity. There's variables you can't account for, and we're dealing with a situation just like that. Case in point, the Avatar storm. If they had a good vessel with enough supplies on it, there could still be hope.
Yeah. No, and I mean, there are people that lived on the Copernicus Research Station, the COP, where we had our showdown with Muddin,
Mhm.
that could come back to Earth. But a lot of that was dependent on continuing that connection. So I'm just saying, I don't want you to get your hopes up. That's all.
Yeah, keeping expectations
But I
proper.
will very much help you guys go down this road. I'm just warning you.
Okay. It's a future thing anyway. I don't think that's something we're going to solve in a half hour of debate, and then another hour of action. I feel like that's something that it's a bit. One of the options of okay. So I'm sorry. Let me back up. I think that we should start the beacon that Phaedra had mentioned. We just start that right now, and like we can let it run while we're off doing other things. And if people find it and then also figure out how to contact us directly while we're on mission, that's their prerogative. And otherwise, we'll just deal with the messages if there are any when we get back. So I think we set that up first, and then if we're gonna go to a umbral realm, which again, I first time I got in the suit in a while was helping Buck, and as it turns out, I actually forgot how much I liked being in that suit. So we go to an umbral realm. Which one are we going to go to? Mars, Autochthonia, or the Dreaming?
Oh God, there's more than one.
No, there's
Gretchen,
6
Gretchen does
multiple.
not like to be off terra firma. She's just like,
No, me neither.
Well,
But you learn that there's advantages. There are definite advantages. You're going to find that it can really let loose once you get out there, like tossing nanobots. I don't know how you exactly prefer to let loose, but it's not so bad as long as we don't go to Primera. No, Pangea. As long as we don't go to Pangea, we're just fucking nothing works.
It's actually starting to like Pangea.
It's comforting.
I'll be back to
I
my
don't.
roots.
Yeah, I don't want to have to do anything while I'm there. If I can go there and just sit in a chair and enjoy the sounds and colors of nature,
And terror of
definitely. But
dinosaurs, yeah.
yeah,
oh,
Um,
and
yeah,
speaking of Pangea, remember that one werewolf, the Brooklyn?
yeah, Brooklyn. He should be still
Yeah.
around unless if he got hit by the Avatar storm as well.
Well, I suppose it's
Because how would he have done? Like he was just kind of using Phaedra's old apartment as a crash pad.
I'm still salty about that apartment.
Yeah,
well,
and
if
that
we're
because
syndicating here.
it got repossessed, or in quotes repossessed, whatever that and then all of the stuff that was in it was put into storage that Tycho's mom was paying for, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so at some point, who knows? Maybe he was even on the other side when the storm hit and he got stuck over there. Is this something that can happen to werewolves?
Yeah, yeah. The dimensional anomaly affected them too, kind
Okay.
of.
Well, my favorite is Autochthonia of those three. We still have a counterpoint to this, but my favorite is Autochthonia of the three. Second by Dreaming, third by Mars. I know the least about Mars. Dreaming is kind of, you can imagine, because
Like
that's
the
exactly.
dreaming.
And then Autochthonia, Autochtonia's got, well, we had the races there, but also it was a very technocratic friendly construct, if I remember correctly. It's all like machines and whatnot, isn't it? Or am I
Run back
thinking
again.
of? I might be thinking of something else.
Yeah, Autochthonia is pretty much the headquarters of Iteration X, which is the convention that we don't talk about as much.
They do the dirty work to keep us all safe, is what they would tell you.
Technomechanics. They're the machine
Okay.
integration people.
And
Yeah, I
otherwise,
mean,
we set up the beacon and we hunt down the vampire in town. That way, we're not too far away. But I feel that if we got in trouble with a vampire in town, or we got in trouble in Autochthonia, we would be equal distance from the Technogate at that point. I don't think it would be a big difference there. And just to reiterate, our goals of doing that would be to figure out why Kyle and the Helson family is attached to local vampires in Madison, Wisconsin in the year 2000.
Here's a thought. Here's a thought. What if it's almost nighttime. We'll find the hangout of the vampires. And if it turns out bad, then we'll just escape to one of these. And she'll do big air quotes. Dream realms you talk about. And it'll be fine.
Gretchen, have you dealt with a conscious vampire before?
Yes. I almost died. But we almost died dealing with 2 werewolves, and now we want to go into a dream realm and find a werewolf that's apparently your friend. I would like to.
Friend is a very very strong term.
And with that, I feel like it's a 50-50 chance either way. But
Brooklyn
we're
could
here
be-
and we can't drive down the street without these vampires trying to kill us. So
Brooklyn could also be in Madison. He might have found a new crash pad after you lost your apartment. We don't know. We haven't tried to contact him. He also hasn't contacted us. But we were gone for a year, so how many times did he try before he's just like, okay, they're gone?
The other thing there is I definitely know that there are werewolves who live in the Arboretum. And I know how to get in there, and they weren't there.
That's a good point.
I'm just saying, it might, I don't know what's up with the werewolves, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we don't.
Again, we don't know enough information. It could be because of that note that's there, or it could have been because of the storm.
Yeah. And the crystal and the storm, I don't think are actually connected.
Yeah.
At least directly, they don't have the same operator doing both of them.
Yeah.
So let me throw this out there. The whole crystal thing, while it is time sensitive, that time frame is very long.
As long as we don't fuck with them, yes.
Yeah. So I kind of like the idea of, if we can start to kind of build an infrastructure, let's let's refer to it as rebuild the technocracy. That would probably be a good thing. Get some operators in here, kind of at least staff the cafeteria and the armory.
Okay.
And then we can, if we find some like higher level operatives, like a lot of these people are going to be sleepers. I'll just remind you, like, not everybody.
AFK for 1 second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not everybody was enlightened like we are. So the thing that I'm thinking is, first we got to find somebody from the syndicate, because these people are going to need to get paid, and I don't know how to run banking software. I don't, like, if you put it in front of me, I will drain the accounts.
I have an idea.
Good
Ish.
to know.
I'm all ears.
This is the meeting for it.
Yeah. It's something very similar to what I did out in Vegas. Just make a pharmacy. And make it big enough where we can have advertisements. Make this place a front. Like the top floor, make it an actual building. And name it in a way where people from the Technocracy will get it.
Oh,
If anything, I'll get the progenitors to understand what type of place it is.
the building that's at the top of this is a hangar in a military base.
Yeah, we would need a third location for saying that. We could technically just write it under the advanced estate. Call that, like, it can just be the headquarters on paper, and then you can do it wherever.
Okay, what if we real estate dreams aside? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No worries.
What if we went into the technocratic base, hacked the computers, and literally fucking emailed every single person on the email list, tried to get into the core database, and see who shows up, like kind of Stephen Hawking with the future people party.
I think
Like we just send out spam.
I think we tried to find people, but like those got blacklisted. Was that the reason?
There was
Why
some
didn't we do
corruption.
that?
There was some corruption in the neglect of between when the base was shut down, and there's a lot of lost information in our Technogate
So
database.
let's do this.
Wait,
we
wait.
have that email address from. Oh, I'm sorry, Tycho. If you have another idea, go ahead.
So I think we might need to ask the adjudicator of the universe what exactly happened in the last year, because
All right, I'm
my
back.
thinking is that my thinking is what happened was the terrestrial bases of the technocracy got cut off, and so people just stopped getting paid and they left.
Oh,
If
we
we
could
can
look
get
up the
access-
HR documents. Sorry.
Yeah, we find if we get the money, if we get access to the money, then we can just reach out to the people that used to work here and just say, "Hey, you want to come work here again?" And GM, am I even close on that one?
Yeah, I would say that you would be able to restaff. That stuff is in the database to a certain degree. Some people have moved and stuff like that, but the non-awakened personnel are seen as being alive, but also, basically what you said is true, is that the funding stopped and, got cut off and everybody got fired, basically. Now they're doing other things, but they're not awakened personnel.
That's why they closed down the Technogate program, is because they were trying to reduce expenses for just having their leadership decimated, basically. That makes a lot of sense. We should split into two groups. One, we should or we should do this serially, whichever you feel. We should get the beacon up so we can start just getting a feel for who's out there. And then the other thing would be to comb the HR database of Technogate and start being direct about contacting the people. Although that all depends on us getting funding. Darn it.
No, what we do first is we just have to see how many people are out there. We have their social security numbers and their address and their last point of contact. This is like classic HR bullshit. We'll just email and see who's alive and then go from
Sounds
there.
like NWO stuff to me.
Yeah. That's
She's just like, I just need a computer and like some Excel spreadsheets and I got this. And then
Like, let me know when you need to find out which dimension they're in, because that's my thing.
Yeah. Also, Josh, does Project Twilight exist in your world? Because I will contact my Project Twilight person. I'm part of all the things and email them to see what the Elysium is in town to find the Giovannis.
Remind me about Project Twilight again. It sounds very familiar, and I think I know what you're talking about, but I want to make sure.
I'm looking at the White Wolf Wiki right now. It's the American government's secret project to capture and discover the secrets of the Garu and the Kindred. It's their X-Files division.
Yeah, I would say that exists, yeah.
Okay.
Now, whether it exists after the wave is another thing.
But are we basing this off of real life? Because if we're basing this off of kind of real life, that means the American government's computer system is complete shit. And so it'll be totally easy to hack, kind of thing. I'm saying this, I don't have a ton of hacking, but I could call
the mundane
someone.
stuff, yes, is pretty easy to get into. Any supernatural files, of course, are encrypted like fucking crazy.
Okay. I mean, there's also, if you want to be the Social Security Department in real life, you just still have everything on paper. Like Battlestar Galactica, the reboot. They just dot matrix print everything, apparently. So, okay. Let me look at my sheet. I'm sorry, guys. I'm totally just going to like email spam everyone.
Yeah, I'm thinking
I'm not
that.
stopping you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up a computer. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, just that Gretchen, you take Tycho, because Tycho can add a spirit dimensional science element to get it off-world and really, contact the peoples. And myself and Phaedra, we will work on the beacon that can, by beacon, just like setting up a radio transmitter, basically, of just to let people know to try to contact us, and we'll just add them to the list that hey, this is somebody that worked with us in the past, and they might be willing to do so in the future.
And I think what I'm going to do for the amount of planning and stuff that you guys are kind of doing here is I'm going to give you guys like a kind of free pass on roles regarding that. So,
okay,
you guys are basically able to set up like a little HR system, and you do find that basically a lot of the mundane people, you were able to even to get in contact with some of them, and talk to them and stuff like that, and also confirm a lot of them exist. The basis that you get from them is that they don't know what the fuck happened. They've just been scheduled to a different thing. Now they do, most of them say that they are still part of the Technocracy. But they don't, in the same sense that they work for like the government and stuff like that. And they do have a superior that they do report to. There is a senator that has been running some things for the government that they like different government projects here in Madison. But there isn't any active campaign or anything that's kind of going on, that there's basically everybody is to just kind of lie low and keep their mouths shut. But everybody that you've kind of contacted that's gotten back to you have all been like they all loved Technogate. Like, they loved being part of basically a SG-1-ish, or, this sci-fi, magical realm that, that it was the coolest job ever to work on spaceships and to, like, be
That just
part
means
of.
the mental conditioning was working properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. Good to hear that that is a system that worked well.
And most of them have just become, like, paper pushers, basically, for the government. For different various agencies, FBI, CIA, NASA, stuff like that. But there isn't a lot to do in Madison. And they're
They all work for the Interior Department. The Department of the Interior does a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a thought for how we could get funding. We could raid the bank accounts of Pentex.
No. It sounds like these people are all getting paid.
Well, they're
Yeah, we just have
working at
to
different jobs.
requisition stuff. Let's see how Project Twilight is still, how that's still up and running.
Okay. So real quick though, it is State Senator Adams that they report to as part of. So basically, they went from reporting to the general, or that kind of chain of command type stuff, to being reporting to the senator after the Avatar storm happened.
Do we know this guy?
Yeah, do we know him?
No, so it was State Senator Johnson that was part of the. He was, I want to say NWO. I can't remember. He was either Syndicate or NWO. I think he was Syndicate.
I thought
actually.
he was Syndicate.
Yeah, he's Syndicate.
Wasn't he like evil? Wasn't he?
Yeah,
like,
so he was the evil asshole.
Wasn't
who
he
was trying
like
to,
secretly a Nefandi or something? Like
yeah,
that?
basically. And so
Like the rest of the
he
Syndicate.
disappeared after the events of the Avatar storm, and this new senator came in and took over the project and kind of shut everything down. So once you've gotten in contact with these people, they kind of fill in the dots of like what happened to the local technocracy, which is, as far as they understand, it's now underneath Senator Adams, and there's no like activity going on though. There's no awakened people in the list or anything that you're able to find. Everybody is not awakened, and they're all been churned into pencil pushers basically, and been given a
Where
lot of
is
money
he
to shut
located? Is he the Wisconsin state senator?
up. Yeah, he's a Wisconsin state senator, or he's
Is
out
it-
of Madison, Wisconsin.
Is it daytime?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Are we
a
heading to the
officially
Capitol?
established.
Yeah, state senators would have an office in the Capitol.
And I would say actually this would probably take a day because you guys have been kind of needing some
Yelling
willpower
at each
back, I
other.
believe. So we should give you a day here because I don't think there's anything immediately time sensitive besides one thing that'll trip when this kind of happens here. So get everybody back a willpower point. Everybody get back a willpower point. And then also you guys do get a call from Maxi.
Oh, she finished her. She was doing research on what happened with the explosion in Inventium.
Yep.
So, Tycho, do you want to take that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I
ringing on
will-
Tycho's phone. It's like, hey guys!
A ring-a-ding. A ring-a-ding-ding.
A ring-a-ding.
I pick up the phone and immediately jam it into the console so that it, full video and audio and all that.
So yeah, you see Maxi's workshop in the background, and Maxi kind of, looking at the like kind of typing over the keyboard, and looks up, and she's like got the big, giant smile on her face that then turns into a major frown, and she's like, well, before it turns into a frown though, she's like, oh, it's so good to see you guys again, but I've got some bad news.
Oh, Maxi, I was just about to call you. What's going on?
That crystal? It's coming back together again after the boom boom.
But I thought
Slowly.
you guys put over 9,000 quintessence into that bomb.
Basically, he put a fucking sun on top of it, and it didn't destroy it completely. It fragmented it, and it seems to be building itself back together again. Slowly, though. I don't think it's going crazy
Well-
anymore.
Ask her
Well,
the
you would-
status of the corruption that it had already affected.
Interestingly enough, it's completely gone at this point. Everything seems to be going back into reforming it. So you guys at that other crystal? Can you tell me what the fuck's going on over there?
I mean, there's one in the vicinity here in the city we're located in, but no, we're working on some other stuff.
Oh, god damn it. I thought I told him to tell you to go to the other crystals. I need to know what the hell's going on with them.
They're surrounded by werewolves. That's
All of
what's
them?
going on with them. Well, I haven't had time to go to Shanghai.
Who the fuck
Hello,
are you?
Maxi. I've read your file.
Who's
Grimace.
this?
Maxi,
She
this
looks
is
cool. I like her.
this is Gretchen.
Wait, there's a file on me? I thought I got rid of all of those. God damn it. I gotta do more thorough
End
work.
up.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes I can't get into those files.
Anyway, no. What specific crystal? Buck. By the way, I mean, have you seen my father?
Yeah, he said he was off, gonna be trying to check out trying to find the other crystals that are, in the Umbra. I'm
Well,
sure
if-
they're here. They've gotta be.
If you see him, tell him I said hi. I'm glad he's alive. Looking forward to that hug. What? Because I think it got lost in translation here. What specific crystal did you want us to find, and in what dimension?
Well, either the one that should have been affected on Earth, or one of the ones in any of the other dimensions, or any crystal at this point. I just kind of want to know, did we affect the other crystals, or
We did detect an explosion in Shanghai, somewhere in China.
Yeah, it was near Shanghai in China. I believe I don't remember if I
Shanghai.
specifics. Oh, hold on. One second.
It was
Yeah, I
in
don't-
Shanghai, in China.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there was an
remember, yeah.
explosion somewhere.
You guys brought it down to like a 1 mile radius that you guys were able to find it. I believe like it's in the wilderness outside of Shanghai.
You can. Malakai is now walking around and gathering things for a field mission that he feels is impending. Guns and ammo and etc.
Yeah.
Are we looking at going to Shanghai, or do we want to just take a quick drive across town and at least get eyes on the one that on ours?
Let's do a scan of recent articles in Shanghai, see if there was any explosions, whatever.
Well, you guys got
that was
the location of the crystal from the explosion already in Shanghai.
No, yeah, I mean, but like articles, like news articles about it. Like,
Oh, no, that's completely nothing talked about in the media at all because of the good old not reporting on anything supernatural. They don't do that shit. They just ignore it,
Also,
pretend it doesn't exist. Well, at least that's
Great
the
Firewall.
Japan World of Darkness.
also the Great Firewall of China.
Yeah.
true.
Maxi, what is the time frame on this stuff? Because we've got other things that we're trying to do to kind of like build up our capabilities here.
Well, I just want to know, did we affect the other crystals by blowing this thing up? And is it affecting them, because it looks like we got rid of all of the taint here in Inventium. I have some theories that I want confirmed, and I'm thinking that we might be we might have prevented or pulled back some of the corruption on Earth or in these other realms, but I don't know if it got worse or if it's...
All right, just a second. Let me I'm opening up a data channel. Here's the data we have on the explosion that we saw in Shanghai. Zoop.
Okay. She kind of like starts looking that over. Oh, this is some pretty good stuff. But yeah, if I could get a direct reading, that would be really nice.
Does it need to be from that crystal specifically, or any of the ones?
Any crystal. I feel like they're all connected. I just want to confirm some of my ideas here. They're not, some are more connected than the others, but I feel like they're all connected to each other, and that they're all doing powering each other basically. If my theory is that these are basically connected to a bunch of nodes, and that they're powering a spell with an ungodly amount of quiescence.
That's the number that I was calculated out for the amount of power was also ungodly. That's so crazy. And you see Malakai is now flipping, like he's got his finger through the ring of car keys, and he's flipping the keys in and out of his hands. There you go. You guys feel your little road trip here is half-hour tops.
Yeah, let's get some scanning equipment together, and and Maxi we'll scan the one that's in the vicinity. That'll help.
That'd be great.
It'd be faster than trying to find a place where we can gate to in Shanghai. Although we probably should start an algorithm to figure out where would be a good spot to gate to in Shanghai in case we do need to.
Oh, no. She said we can scan any of them. I thought we were just going to do the one around here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking, after you do the first scan, you want a more in-depth scan of, and that, I'm just trying to think of the future. But no, I say we go on a little road trip here, head over to the Arboretum. We know werewolves are there, so we just maybe we take some extra werewolf detecting equipment just to.
Can I
Yeah.
get some
go ahead.
armor? We talked about this. Can we find some ionic cloth in the basement?
I'll give you guys some ionic cloth if you want. Remember, it does give you a dex minus. So you guys will have enough.
One.
Yeah, dex -1 for any physical activities. There might be some reasons why you might have dex not go down, but probably.
Hey, Tycho, I have a werewolf question for you.
Sure.
Do they use their sense of smell a lot?
Yes.
Hey, Phaedra, I
Yes.
think it would just be very coincidental if we didn't have any scent.
Okay.
Don't you think?
They make shit for that for bow hunting.
Yeah.
And in terms, I'm arguing towards its coincidental nature is what I'm.
That would totally be coincidental.
Also, if we're all wearing ionic cloth, that's a very easy procedure to enact.
You will not
using
find
the
me in that kind of garbage.
Ionic cloth.
I just think, like, in the future, Phaedra owns the poopery empire because she makes things so they don't smell, but
Well, actually, Tycho, you're the only one that can use ionic cloth, I think. You and Malakai, because you two are
void engineers.
Void engineers.
I have long since renounced the use of ionic cloth because I refuse to. It binds up in the elbows and shoulders, like in the armpit, too much while I'm holding my gun, and so I have better armor than that. However, I do have this old set. If somebody wants it,
it doesn't really match everybody.
Can we just reinforce her lab coat for like an armor of 1? Like I have a reinforced trench coat.
Yes, anybody can. I mean, with the abilities that you guys have and stuff like that, I'll allow you guys to reinforce any of your clothing to give you a +1 to your armor, and no dex penalty.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the ionic cloth with dex penalty of 1 and the armor of 2. Which is just a...
And we're going to go scan the crystal in the Arboretum and hopefully not have a scent before we get there to maybe lessen werewolf attacks on us.
Yeah, I'll give
What's
you
the
that
easiest?
too. That's a pretty low roll. You guys are starting to be at RT levels that I can just pass you guys on a lot of the low roll stuff.
Cool. I'm going to equip 3 spears because one of my weapons is that magnetic holster for throwing spears, and I make those silver.
Okay.
If you need assistance, I can help you with the matter component.
Oh, can I raid the construct for silver bullets?
Yeah, that is
Before we
some
leave?
silver bullets. That's fine.
Boom. Bullets for you. Bullets for you. And you get silver bullets. And you get silver bullets.
Thanks, but you can redistribute my share. I handle my own ammunition. A little bit peculiar like that.
Okay. Tycho, silver bullets.
I have a laser gun that can make werewolves turn back into human form.
At least once.
We'll find out.
You know,
Right.
I was wondering about the structure of that laser gun. I was thinking about, you know how they have bayonets on the end of rifles.
Mm-hmm.
You could put a bayonet on the end of your your laser gun, except it's not a bayonet. It's actually just like a grenade launcher, or something. Maybe even just like a big, say, a 10-gauge shotgun shell. There's options. I've been thinking about doing some. Doesn't matter what we're doing right now. We're getting on the road here.
All right, so you guys get on the road. What are you guys taking for vehicles?
I would try to direct everyone to the nondescript minivan. But if you guys want to ride in something a little cooler, I will also respect that decision.
The white Sprinter van.
See, I was
Standard
thinking
van.
a green town and country, but that's personal preference.
Just not the car we used that got pulled over the last time.
Yeah, I feel like you guys were in a sedan because it was only the 4 of you. No, Kyle's going to stay here and he's going to call his folks. So yeah, we can take a sedan if you want to.
Staying here by himself.
Can we bring a clone and not brainwash ourselves this time?
Yeah.
Now that it's been brought up, are we cool with Kyle being here on his own? I mean, he's not in Technogate, he's in the Vance estate, which they are connected, but there's at least some level of notification.
I mean, is there enough protection? Like we feel?
For Kyle, yes. Against Kyle,
Kyle.
probably not.
Oh no. The Vance estate is fully equipped with child proofs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what about
That's what we need.
your mom and demon proofing her house?
Demon proofing? Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
If he's not like adding some of the rooms from his correspondence apartment in your mom's place, he is worthless. Like, what else could he possibly be doing?
Okay, so we're gonna put him in a room and be like, make this room demon proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels good to me.
I mean, can we sense if there's like demon proof wards around and stuff like that?
You have like the special thing with warding, and if you want to do like a spectral analysis of the house, yeah, there's pretty much warding for everything on this house.
Oh, he's good. Yeah, just wake the clone up so we have something to throw at something, and let's go. Let's do this.
And if you didn't have your merit, you probably wouldn't have been able to even find the wards because they're hidden with wards.
It is my specialty.
It's like wards on top of the wards.
Wards of the wards, yeah.
We still tell Kyle to do that, though.
Yeah, Kyle, you do this. You build that room. You call your folks.
Here's a room.
Yeah.
Draw on the walls so that demons can't get in. That's your job. We're gonna take the clone to the crystal.
Well, I mean, with any luck, we'll get the clone killed, but like, not intentionally. Just because then we don't have to worry about there being 2 clones. I don't say that out loud as I said that out loud. That was so minivan.
Yep.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
So you guys all pile into the minivan. You guys take off to the Arboretum with a bunch of scanning equipment.
I will drive.
And Maxi also sends you some like files and stuff about like now that she's completed her analysis, here's some upgrades to the scanning equipment that you can do before you get there. And so you guys arrive at the Arboretum without any problems. This time's everything's smooth. You guys go into the forest and there's like a new feeling in the forest, like a renewed sense of like life and chatter of birds. Even as you get like close to the crystal vicinity, there's like no feeling of taint or anything. Once you guys arrive at the impact zone, you can see that the crystal is there, but all the taint has, including the taint in the umbra, has receded. And you can see like small, like as you like get your scanning equipment all kind of set up and everything to like scan out what's kind of going on here. How about we do a round though of I just want to get, and I kind of want to roll for this just to see what kind of information you guys get. So I'm gonna have you guys just be doing a level 1 all spheres that you possibly can. So just tell me what spheres you're using. You'll be doing level 1, and then what your foci is that you're using to do a level 1 scan. So we'll start off with Tycho. So what are the level 1 spheres that you're using?
I have level 1 in everything.
All right. Well, okay. So Tycho can do this on his own if he needs, but you do need one of
No,
everything. But I'm sure you guys that
so-
can all assist him then, because, but he'll, if you want,
But
you
no,
can
it's
be the
like-
focal point of a lot of this.
It's
too,
like
though.
10 minutes of, there's a tripod and a thing in a metal box, and there's like things that I'm sticking into it, and like pointy bits and whatnot. Maybe a sphere that spins a little bit. But yeah, that's
Cool.
scanning equipment.
And Phaedra, what are you using for spheres?
I can do correspondence, life, prime, spirit, and mind. So basically helping to assist Tycho.
All right. And then what are you using for like foci? Unless you're just using what Tycho's doing.
Taking samples, using like an X-ray machine, trying to pick up wavelengths and stuff.
All right. Cool. And Malakai, what spheres are you using?
Well, I would like to actually seeing them set up and start working on, the device, the spinning spheres and the rotating, the receiving dishes and whatnot. I would like to actually focus on keeping my perception to the edges of wherever we're working. I would like to keep an eye, make sure we're not surprised.
Okay, yeah, so I can kind of add that in that you're also putting it to being not just scanning the crystal, you're making like a scan of the area around you within like probably, what, a quarter-mile radius, all of the forest.
Honestly, probably like 500 feet would be enough.
500 feet. Okay.
But yeah.
And
And then if I'm adding anything, it's prime. I just am very good at prime, so that'll be my addition.
well, do you have correspondence as well?
No,
you
prime and
have
matter.
Matter. Okay.
Yeah,
So
matter might be.
yeah, a lot of your stuff will then be. Do you have life?
Nope.
And then do you have you have forces?
I do. Yep, forces I do have. I'm pretty good at forces actually. I think I got a 3.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of so you're not gonna, but you'll be tying it in with the other people's stuff too. So you will have life and everything kind of tied in there. But you're probably focusing in on like equipment and high levels of prime and stuff like that. Abnormal prime signatures instead of like life signs, but then adding in their stuff. Cool. And then Gretchen.
Yeah. So, first of all, I'm gonna do correspondence by checking the level of cell phone signal bars on my phone, and then I'm just going to do entropy and forces by checking all the connections on Tycho's contraption, making sure all the things are plugged in and okay. And then while I'm doing this, I'm going to be in our chat, our mental chat. I'm going to be saying mental things that, like, not affirmations in a sense, like she's not that kind of hippy dippy about it, but like certain things like checklists or whatever that like ops teams would like go through and like, you know, remember to check your 20 and blah 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 blah. So like certain like phrases to kind of pump everyone up type deal.
Cool. All right. So, go ahead and roll an appropriate, your choosing of an ability and skill for your attribute and ability for your foci roll. Um, Difficulty, I'll just put it all for you at 6.
Which would be more appropriate in making sure that we're not being actively hunted by werewolves? Alertness or awareness?
The way that you're doing it, I would actually say awareness. If you
That's, I believe I have the same in both, but that's what I'll do.
All right, you just need one success in order to achieve the magical action, and then every success above that will lower the difficulty by 1. The base difficulty that you guys are at is 4, so you will be just dropping it down to the lowest you can make a difficulty is 3. So as long as you get more than 1 success, your difficulty will be 3 on your Arboretum roll.
I have no idea what I would be rolling because I'm doing like 3 different things.
I would probably focus in on the most important one, which I almost feel like it would be the like pumping everybody up.
So I don't have leadership, but I do have like empathy and etiquette. I have 1. So I can do like wits plus etiquette or something, or empathy or whatever. It's the same amount of dice.
Yeah, I would allow that. That's fine.
Okay.
Are you pumping us up?
I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying affirmations, but I'm like, you know, like doing like reminder things, you know, like how a camp counselor would be before you get on the bus. You
It's
know,
getting in
to
your
like,
mind, dude.
yeah.
Did you bring your water bottle?
Okay, so I don't like that one as much as, she's just... Never mind, go with it. Go with it. I just...
5 successes.
Very
And then
good
you're
at your
like,
job.
did I bring my keys? And you like check, you know, in your pocket, you know, like.
Also, check your 10. That's a good one. Or your 9 or
Yeah.
or 6. That's it. 6. So okay, awesome. So yeah, then it'll be so Phaedra's got 5 successes on her Arboretum. Tycho's got 3, and we're waiting for Malakai and Gretchen's difficulty 3 Arboretum rolls. Gretchen. Oh, wait a minute.
6.
6 successes. Okay, so we're at 11, 14, and we're up to 17 successes with wait, why did that not take out the so it's only 2 successes actually for Malakai's Arte roll.
No, well, you said it was difficulty 3, so it took
never
away,
mind. It
like,
is
he had all
difficulty. Yeah,
successes.
no, he did all
yeah.
all successes. Never mind.
Except 1.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Not
I don't
1
know.
plus 2.
Math
plus 2
is
plus
hard, and
It is.
and remembering what difficulty you set things at, it's hard, and it's hard being a champ. It's just hard.
Thank you for
Anyways,
your service.
So 17 successes, I believe, altogether is crazy. So you get like a full, and you guys did all spheres, you get like a full spectral kind of analysis on this thing. And with the enhancements from Maxi and the way the things that she's kind of discovered. Basically, what you guys get back is like a full report on this. So Madison is actually connected to the Pangea node.
Cool.
I mean, you didn't hear it because I was muted, but I was literally yelling, "No, no, God, no!"
And there's a direct connection there. There's also what seems to be a connection to the to all of the other ones. So it confirms, the locations of all of the other ones within, the 1 mile radius. It does seem to have a connection to all of the spirit ones, but because you are not in the spirit realm, and even in the spirit realm, it's weird the way that the connections are done. So you're not able to get a full analysis of where all the ones are in the spirit realm, and your father ran into the same problem when he was trying to find connections. He was able to dig a little bit, and he's got some leads as to where he thinks some of them go, but it seems to be on Earth, they seem to be pretty directly connected to each other. But because of the way that the spirit realm works, or the way that space works, it seems to be much more like it's connecting to multiple realms that don't have crystals in them as well. And it seems to be like curving through all of these different realms. And to a certain degree, from what you're kind of getting and what your dad kind of got as well, is this sense that it's connected to all of the spirit realm. And even if it doesn't have a crystal in it, it's connected to there's definitely a connection and probably a crystal somewhere inside of the Dark Umbra, or the Tempest. But that's that's like saying that there's something, there's a crystal inside of the Umbra. So there's definitely at least one in the Dark Umbra, if not more, that are in the Dark Umbra. And that might be where you're running into problems, is that there's a bunch inside of the Dark Umbra as well. And you've only found the ones that are inside of but you're able to confirm that Inventium, the Dreaming, Autochthonia, and Pangea have connections to them. Not only that, they're all transferring power to each other and drawing power. And there's fractures on this one now. Like, damaging one seems to damage them all, but it doesn't. But some that are directly connected to each other will have more of a direct connection to each other. So it's being able to reform because there's other crystals, basically.
All right, we got to get all of this raw data to Maxi, and then also
you guys are
let your
able to
dad
upload
know.
directly to her with the phone modifications that you guys have, as well as the so she's basically getting a direct feed of what's going
Okay,
on here.
Good. And then we can let your dad know that we found a fourth one out there in Pangea.
Yeah.
I think we just have to kill Beelzebub.
Well, I am currently surprised that when they blew that one up in Inventium, it reset the corruption here. And by that, I mean most likely at all of them. Maybe it drew the corruption back to power the defense of Inventium's crystal.
Well, she said that the one in Inventium is like rebuilding itself, and she said it's drawing power from the area, and it's also drawing power from the other crystals.
Okay.
So it's like this is probably going to be a temporary thing. It's just like taking all of its energy.
Still, we have the ability to
So what is stopping us from destroying this one too? The power, or
it is
blowing up a sun
the
is
brute.
Shoot it with your laser.
brute force method is way
I
more
shoot it with my laser.
powerful.
Just see what happens.
It
Have a
starts to heal a
hyper
little
gun.
bit.
I'm gonna suggest it not.
Wait, what
Okay,
happened?
well that
It
happened.
healed a little bit.
I heal
Yeah.
it a little bit.
If you based
Okay, so
on
it just
the
absorbed.
Yeah, it
previous
absorbed the
experiments,
energy.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it.
There, Gretchen.
Now, I got the
You want
prime.
me to heal it some
pull
more?
from-
At least
I-
we know.
I got the
called-
prime
Pointing
to
my
pull
gun at it.
quintessence
Can
out
we
of
not
this thing.
move this thing? Like,
A
if we
hypothesis.
yeet this into the sun, it should do the same thing.
There is an
Yeet's not a
anchor
word
point
yet.
for it where it is anchored with basically extremely high level, like level 5 magic that it would take. Basically, I think you guys would need Forces 5 and Dimensional Science 5 along with a lot of successes and time and effort, which
Quintessence.
and
probably.
quintessence probably, but even then, Tycho's father tried moving it, and even with his expertise and understanding of stuff, he wasn't able to move it. It is basically anchored in space, and it would take, and it possibly all of you working together can do stuff that's more powerful than Tycho's father, but you're also lacking in some of the level 5 spheres. But if you got
With-
him to come here, maybe,
Okay, so the energy healed it. It's called a hypothesis, Tycho. Science. Sorry to mansplain that a little bit, but I think that's how she would say it. And then
Science works.
so we've concluded these are from a demon, right?
Seem to be.
yes.
I'm gonna take out a Sharpie.
Well, okay, so
And
you've confirmed that it comes like a demon is overseeing all of these actions. However, everything that you're kind of seeing with this crystal seems to be made up of reality deviant tradition like magic, basically.
okay.
So it does
I'd
seem
like
to
to
have some
I'd like
mage
to
in it.
ward it with religious symbols. With a Sharpie. I just like to draw on it. What happens?
As you start drawing on it, it seems to absorb it, and you guys have such an extensive scan on it. It seems to be healing itself with your Sharpie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Not
so I have an
ever
idea.
so slightly, like on the.
I mean, yeah, there's less. I mean, there's the
0.00000.
force of writing on it. Like Sebastian Shaw from the X-Men. It's like, how do you defeat someone who can convert all the energy? But
Overload.
okay.
All right, so I don't know. I think that's just going to fuel it. I can
Yeah, probably.
yank some.
Well, you did find
Yeah.
out what overloading it does. It blows it apart, but you have to have like over 9,000 quiescence.
Yeah, we'd have to like destroy the state of Wisconsin to overload this.
I can pull quintessence out of it, and I can almost bet based on what happened with Buck when he did that. Again, because we're on first name basis. It's going to get real angry.
What
Now,
if
maybe it's weakened because, it's missing one of its sister components. But I don't know what I would do with the quintessence when I pull it out because I don't fucking want that shit. That's probably going to be all super evil.
Oh, there's plenty of places we could put it.
Here's
Yeah, okay.
what I want to say. Do we, as I look around at all three of the three of you, do you think we are equipped to battle anybody who would be upset with us fucking with this node right now?
This is why I want to go find the rando vampire, because I feel like we are on the level with that.
I don't think.
I'm on a firm
Okay.
maybe.
Maybe we could create a null zone around it, like a nullification zone. So like
See,
it'll
that's-
just wither.
That's still in the realm of fucking with it. We are not equipped for battle. We don't have allies or resources currently.
Yeah. There is one thing though. And GM, tell me if I'm wrong here. We might actually be the most enlightened beings currently able to exist on the material plane.
I haven't
Yes,
seen anything that
that's-
suggests otherwise.
Yeah, basically from what you're seeing is that if there are other enlightened things out there, they're less than 4 in Arete probably.
Yeah. Whatever it is that gave us the capability to be here right now, we're the ones. That's it. Now, yeah, there are vampires. There's probably some werewolves out there.
So what do
But
you
in
suggest?
terms of dealing with this shit,
well, you
it's
do know
us.
that it's a demon that you're dealing with.
I know what I'm going to suggest on Tycho's train of thought, but I'll let him finish his train of thought to see
Oh,
if
that
it's
was
the
Nick.
same.
I'm just
Oh,
saying, like,
I'm saying vampires love to play politics. Why can't we just sway some to our side? Why are they with the demon? Get some
wait,
allies.
do we think they're with the demon?
The ghoul tried to kill us because he saw Kyle's face.
Yeah, that's pretty
Uh,
conclusive evidence in my opinion.
And it wasn't even a
Yeah.
real Kyle. So, I mean, it's not fine-tuned magic, but
It was also only a ghoul. It's possible that the
From my
vampire could tell the
research
difference.
on vampires and looking through the books that we got when we were in the Umbra, do I have a sense of their cultural hierarchy? Like, do I know Camarilla and like the Masquerade or no?
You haven't spent any points in Kindred lore, have you? Do you want to spend a point in Kindred lore? Do you have 3 experience points to? Is it 3 for the first? Yeah, 3 for the first, I think.
For Kindred lore? Yeah, I'll do that.
Because then I would say that with 1 dot in it, and just with your experiences with it so far, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a roll for it to know about the Camarilla and the independence, specifically that the Giovanni is not part of the Camarilla as well. I guess I just gave that away, but that
But
also
how much?
could changed.
But that means they could be what? Sabbat or neutral? Isn't there like a middle one?
Yeah,
or something?
they're neutral. They're not
Okay.
Sabbat.
That's the super evil
But yeah,
one,
just
right?
do a Kindred plus Intelligence, Kindred lore plus Intelligence, difficulty of 6. Oh,
Wow, wow.
I didn't fail, but I also didn't get anything.
okay. So yeah, you don't really know, and which makes kind of sense. Your character doesn't really know the greater political structure of vampires. Just the basis that there is different types of vampires. You know
We have been
about
away for a while.
They're like political beings.
Yeah.
Like they love intrigue. Like that's what we know. Maybe garlic. I don't know. I have 1 dot in occult. So
I have 3 dots in a cult. I make it my I make it my point to know.
I'll
about
give you
this
another
thing.
reroll in occult difficulty of 8.
Okay, I'll do that.
Intelligence occult difficulty 8.
Ooh, do a mind a ret roll to lower the difficulty.
Oh, you
I-
can do that too.
does
What?
anybody
Okay.
know, like, did I forget to tell everyone that the werewolf was literally paid by the demon to kill Kyle?
Oh,
Like,
you know that?
yes, I know that for a fact. I was in his brain. Why does I was screaming
I-
the money isn't real during the whole fight.
I forgot
Yeah,
that
you
it
didn't
all
tell us that. You just scream money isn't real. You just
I
fucking with the guy.
apologize. I am not on my game the past couple days. I was a little bit low.
I'm gonna spend a willpower.
There we go. That's the
6
Phaedra roll we're looking for. Yeah.
And then I'll do a ret roll, mind a ret roll.
Oh, you would do that before the roll.
Oh, well, never mind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you
Got
super succeeded it.
6.
You're fine.
oh my god.
It's green.
Wait, why did
it's
you
good.
get? I'm kind of
How was that
confused
made?
at the roll here. I see the
She
roll
got
is 1,
3,
2,
9,
3,
10.
4, 5, 6. And then it gave...
My difficulty is 8, and
8.
I got
Got
9, 9, 9, and a 10, so that's
Oh,
5, but I
never
also
mind.
spent the willpower.
I moved
Yeah.
my mouse
And the
finally,
willpower.
because it was looking at the old one. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
so,
You don't even
It's
need to
actually
lower
6.
the difficulty on that then.
yeah.
So I would say that you know a little bit about the concepts of the Sabat, the Camarilla, the Giovanni are independent, and that Madison, as far as you understand, is also considered to be like an anarch city, basically, of the...
Does that mean like
Well,
the
no, I
city?
guess it is still no, it is anarch, but it's
Is
yeah,
it Anarch?
yeah, it is anarch. Yep.
Was it Anarch? Or
Yeah.
I thought after the storm it was Anarch, and before it was the Masquerade.
There was for a very small time, Brandy ran ran stuff in Madison, as a Camarilla, but yeah, that switched over. There was a switch over during the events of Gehenna of 2017, which is in a different timeline, different universe, where they did get voted to become Camarilla, but they were Anarch the first year. So yeah, they are. So it is known to be like an Anarch type city. To the
And I don't. The words that you're using are words. That's about where my knowledge
Let's
ends.
put it this way.
Phaedra, maybe you can explain what you're talking about
So,
briefly.
luckily, we're not in Sabat country. That'd be the equivalent of Black Spiral Dancers.
Yeah,
where
they're bad.
Kill on
Yeah.
sight.
Okay.
The Masquerade would be a little bit more stricter with the more
like dealing with the traditionalists.
yeah.
But like, what is this Camarilla thing?
And I know anarchy and anarch
It's-
sounds a lot like it.
It's under the guise of they do not want to be seen. They have to kings and fiefdoms and all that stuff. They have a ruler and they have their serfs, which would be these ghouls.
And that's the
And
Camarilla?
You're telling me that the vampires have some sort of internal governmental system that they like have instituted, and they like police themselves?
Gretchen
in order
is
to stay
just
hidden?
next to Phaedra, just like nodding behind her.
yeah, I
Like,
mean, think about
yeah.
it. These entities, because
Don't the
They live
Garu
in-
have a hierarchy structure? Don't they have the alpha wolf and the
Well,
puppies?
yes, and they have something similar called the Veil, but it's kind of more inherent to their society. Also, they're fighting for environmental causes rather than drinking people's blood in order to stay alive forever. Different.
I would chalk it up to the difference in lifespans. If you looked like that for thousands of years and you don't make rules, there'd be a problem.
Oh,
They
yeah,
would be
no,
way higher on the technocratic list of reality deviants to get rid of.
Of eradicating
Yeah, no,
them.
I've only
I
hunted
get it.
mages, so I don't.
And that's not just like dealing with humans. Like I think they don't like werewolves either.
Oh no, werewolves and vampires do not get along.
So I'll go. I agree with Phaedra. And listen, we don't have to pay them with money. We have something that they might want. And I look at the clone. It's full of blood, right?
Oh, I've made
Science?
something better.
Oh.
I've had dealings
Yeah,
with
yeah.
vampires before.
Oh yeah, we made like super
Yeah.
blood, didn't we?
Like A
Yep.
plus,
Yeah.
like supreme top shelf.
So I will explain. I'll be like, okay, Beelzebub is literally paying reality deviants to kill Kyle. That's how we got that rando out here before, that Black Spiral Dancer. Why not go to some reality deviants and pay them to kill Beelzebub? Not everything has to be money. We don't need a loan from the bank. We have other bartering systems.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
I am intrigued with this plan.
How much effort does it take for you to make a pack of that super blood?
Not much. I mean, remember, my resources were very limited on that spaceship.
Oh,
They also
Okay.
might just want him as a ghoul. They might just want this clone to be able to, like, go to the grocery store in the daytime.
It does
They're
take
frickin' vamp-
quiescence to create
Yeah.
those blood bags.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I
can help
have
with that.
plenty. I've only used 2 so far.
So let's bring some samples of what we got. We don't have to make it all at once. I mean, they kind of live forever, but let's find their hangout and talk.
Oh my god. Wait. No, I know exactly how you do it too.
I want to just change Kyle's genetic makeup, the clone, and just make him that blood type.
We could just
Well,
give
are you
them
gonna-
Kyle. Maybe they'll stop if we give them a
We're just
clone.
gonna like, but it's still a sentient being, kind of.
What?
Yeah, you totally crapped
Broke
out
up.
there for a second.
You'd be enslaving a sentient being to
You're still breaking up.
Need to get closer to
Well-
the router or something.
No, he said that we would be enslaving a sentient being.
He's a clone.
Well, he's still sentient.
yeah, you made a brain for him.
So barely.
but-
Remember, his
I
brain
mean,
will
I'll admit-
collapse if
Well,
he gets obsessed.
Let's
it's
do
a
it
gray
this way.
area.
Let's
It's a
do it
gray
this
area.
way. We don't even know what they want yet. Let's
Yeah, let's
just
go
see how
contact
they
them.
react. We could just keep the clone in the car.
Oh.
They might blow up the car. Like, who knows? We need
Right.
to do some reconnaissance.
Yeah.
What if
Tycho,
we?
if you have concerns about this Kyle's construct, he's like one heartbeat away from being comatose. Like he just has basic motor
Oh.
skills. Like I
I am
snap my
fully-
finger in front of him. He's
not-
not really a person.
I'm
I'm
not super concerned about it.
Okay.
But anyway, so the suggestion is if we can get some of that super blood, and then we just drive around in the area where that guy pulled us over, and then we can use a little bit of, magic or procedure and be like, first of all, don't kill us, and then here, take this to your masters. We want a meeting.
I'm down for that.
Why would we do that?
Nice
Why-
cool briefcase.
We're going to try to drop trap a police officer with some blood? He doesn't
Yeah.
drink the blood. He's a ghoul. He's not a
Well,
raccoon. He's not
He-
going to
he's-
come to that traffic
Very-
stop all the time.
He
Yeah,
knows
we
the
just keep
value
getting
of it.
pulled over.
You didn't
But-
get his badge number? Like
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
we can
first
just
thing
find
I
him.
saw.
Guys,
We
you're
can just find
talking
him.
to an infiltration specialist. We just follow him.
Yeah, I got his badge number immediately.
Why would it sounds like we're like Wile E. Coyotes and he's the roadrunner and the way we're supposed to set up this
Okay.
blood bag thing on the road. Like what's
Okay,
going on?
Tycho points at the hypertech science shit, and he's like, "This is what I do. This is what I do. I was just making suggestions.
Yeah, we just okay.
I agree.
Well,
we'll do your
I-
plan. It's
Do you
fine."
not human
I
at
put my
all, though?
hands up. Let's compromise. Let's compromise. We have his badge number, and I'm guessing, Gretchen, you probably got his license plate to find his car and do Tycho's plan.
Yeah, I could just send the cat to go do this.
Well,
like
Yeah, and
yeah.
we don't even need to get pulled over. We just have to get the blood to him and say the thing. Also, I'm
Yeah.
packing up the sensor equipment. I figure we're done here. Oh, maybe I'll leave a thing here. Just
like a continuing sensor thing.
Yeah, that like
I-
a month of
I
battery.
was
I
thinking about this
recommend
earlier.
no.
Oh, you're thinking no?
Yeah, just
it
for
might
the
be able to
simple
trace
fact,
back to
I
you.
don't want anything to be traced back. That's my only concern.
Yeah.
What about
But
just
you
like
have-
a trail cam or something?
conversation, which then we
I-
can offer the blood. You know, we can.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think Beelzebub is offering real shit. I think he's offering like
That's why we're gonna win
fantastical
him over.
shit that they think is real. Like
He's
he
gonna
gave
blacken
a
out the sun and
homeless man who was the Black Spiral Dancer $1 million check, like it was like a 1990s Disney movie. Like it's just
I've seen
he's
that movie.
very persuasive. Yeah, it was like blank check style.
Yep.
So I feel like we have an advantage with this super blood you keep talking about because I don't really know what else the vampires would want, but
We
they
also don't know what the vampires wanted with Kyle. It might have been something else.
it seems like he's putting hits out on them. Like it was clearly this man was getting paid to kill anything associated
I won't
with
be
Kyle.
surprised if
It
that's the
could
case.
just be
But it could be
because
something else.
remember. Sorry,
Maybe
go ahead.
Maybe Kyle's just a tasty boy.
Or he has special blood because he's of a good bloodline.
Or his family's fucking friends with hunters. Like,
Oh yeah.
did we forget?
Vampires
Yeah.
Vampires might just hate
Family.
the smell of his blood.
But even a cloned, I assume that the clone would have.
It's made out of him.
It's close to him, but it's definitely
point
not
is-
in all the important areas.
We have to talk to this vampire.
Yeah, we do. We really.
I have an idea. I have to see if I have enough sphere dots. I might be able, if I can get a like weird Dr. Xavier helmet on in the construct to just track this guy down, but I don't know if I have enough mind to do that.
Do you need help?
You would need definitely correspondence. You would need, but even then, like, I would say that, you know, as always in Mage, it's possible the amount of successes you're gonna need to find like a hidden supernatural thing, or you know, the basis of it being is that if anybody could do this, then one person in the Technocracy would have eventually just put on a helmet and been like, okay, track every single supernatural creature, like, you know.
Oh no, I just
pinpoint-
want to track the dude I've already met.
You haven't, or you could track the
Ghoul.
the ghoul. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've, because there's a bunch of stuff that you have on that guy for sure.
Let's just
Um,
hack the police
I would allow for
database
that.
and find his location.
You have Mind
Yeah.
3, right?
I have Mind 3 Correspondence 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say with Mind 3 Correspondence 3, you could do a procedure that would allow you to like set up a tracking. I mean, he's a police officer, so at the very least, you can get, you know, with like one success, I would say you'd be able to get his on-duty location at all times, and anywhere that his on-duty car goes, which, you know, usually what they use to, you know, drop off at home at the very least, if not, you know, he's a crooked cop. I'm sure he's running around in his cop car when he's off duty. But with multiple successes, yeah, I would say that you'd be able to do some easy tracking on him. It's not quite the surveillance satellite world that we have today, but
And
There's a
I
lot
was
of-
even thinking of taking it up a next level in terms of like going to the construct and totally like Johnny mnemonic dolphin this, like put me in a helmet like Professor X, you know, kind
Yeah.
of thing to justify it.
yeah, kind of
Um,
up the foci level a bit.
Are we doing this as a procedure?
Yeah, she would be doing it as a procedure. So I would say that if you're doing that, though, you would be doing Hypertech. If you're doing the crazy professor helmet.
okay.
So do you have Hypertech?
No, but I have a shit ton of experience. If Tycho wants to teach it to me on the fly at the construct for a little bit, I can get one.
Yeah, I would say that
I mean,
setting
yeah, we
this
can-
whole thing up with him would be
can do a
I would
Hypertech
allow
thing.
for 1 dot to be purchased for sure.
Ooh, I would also like to help.
There you
And-
go.
and
This is
get
where all
bought.
of you can get a point in Hypertech.
This is Tycho's time for his TED Talk. Tell us all
It's
about
Hypertech,
it.
TED time. TED Talk, Hypertech, down time.
So
Okay.
if you want to, then you could also participate in the procedural that she's doing. So, first off, I'll allow anybody to spend 3 experience to bump up their Hypertech, and because you're doing like a special lesson on teaching like these people, do you have 5 in Hypertech, Tycho?
I only have 3.
You can definitely boost that up to 4 if you want, if you have the experience for it.
I do not, because I spent all
Oh,
my
yeah,
experience
you spent-
on
Oh,
Dimensional Science 4.
Well, whenever you want, you have the justification now
could-
to boost it up to
you could
4. for
also,
sure.
Hypertech 3 versus 4. I mean, what even is that?
I mean,
That's
I mean,
a whole
do we want
die.
to do like, does anybody want a quick dot in stealth? I could teach you how to stealth around the forest as we leave, kind of thing. You could like kind of stacks upon stacks this a little bit.
I'm gonna go. Like, what's your stealth? What is your stealth?
My stealth is 4 plus cloaking plus specialties. Yeah.
Right. Well, I have a stealth of 2, so I'm gonna bump it up. I'm gonna pay 6 and bump it up to 3.
Oh, low.
Is it only 2 times next?
Yes, but the first is 3, and that's for abilities only. Unless if I'm pretty sure the sheet is correct.
Oh yeah, I only have 3 XP to play with, so
Do you have any dots in stealth?
I have 1, so I can't buy
Oh.
this.
Hmm.
Unless the GM says I could just kind of fudge it.
Can he be in debt? Can he like?
I'm.
He's
I'll
gonna
just
get
buy a dot
XP in
and
like
stealth.
20 minutes, or less.
I'll just buy
yeah.
a dot and stealth this time.
We
And
should
say
do
that-
Yeah,
it.
I'll give you just the justification to buy it whenever you have the experience then.
Alright. Anyway, the first thing you need to know about Hypertech is that you need to forget everything you know about technology.
I'll put my
That's the
paperclip
beginning of
away.
And in conclusion, that's why it works. There was like 10 minutes in the middle of that.
You didn't give me the chance to do the what is that because it's a
and you all
basic level of technology, but I had forgotten it.
Does
Yeah,
your
no, here's the thing.
PowerPoint? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I'll
You
let you go.
forget all of the stuff that I told you. And that's the point. It was just nothing but words that don't mean anything. It's like watching an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Did you also use like a lot of like those pictures from the like sci-fi covers of the 60s where it's like Martians and whatever, and it's just like I guess your dad like Buck Samsonite, but it's also just like space ladies in bikinis. Like it's just the dichotomy is so weird. Like is it just like strange 60s book cover art is part of
just
your
think about it. I am of an age where in elementary school I had the film strips in elementary school, which were all from the 70s. Right, so I'm
Oh.
literally showing you guys like a PowerPoint from the 50s.
Oh,
it's
like,
like,
yeah, like
Hypertech and
the
you.
reel-to-reel PSAs. Like, did you
Yeah.
know? Like, yeah, okay.
I love it.
I'm just like, why are there so? Do you wear bikinis in space? I've never been to space. What is going on?
Oh, there's bikinis in space for sure.
But like, it's just like a bikini with a helmet. I've been looking at like stock art recently, and it's like sci-fi, and it's just like every woman was in a bikini on one of those covers. Like, it just didn't make sense.
It's the helmet's for the air, but like air doesn't. You don't need air on the rest of your body. Did you succeed with your helmet roll?
I don't know. I didn't do anything yet. I had to get the Hypertech
yeah. So
justified.
everybody that wants to participate in the procedure, let's do a Hypertech plus intelligence difficulty of 6.
Just watch out, because Hypertech rolls never go well.
As she's like clanking away at shit.
It's gonna say technology, but it's the same amount of dots. I just didn't.
Well, I got
Yeah.
3.
I got 4.
4.
I need to make sure that I chose the right one because they're called extra skills.
That's
Uh,
2
I've
intelligence,
got
1
Yeah, looks like it did it correctly. Either that or it took Jack back. I want to do a test quick. This doesn't count for anything, but I'm just going to make sure I know what I'm clicking on.
So Tycho
Okay.
got 3
right.
successes, it looks like. The 10.
I got 1.
All right, so base difficulty for the Arret roll would be 7. No, 6. I apologize. Difficulty of 6. So if you got every success above the first will lower the difficulty by 1.
All right, so I'm at 4.
I want to spend some quintessence to
Well, I
drop
got
it down.
4 successes, so that means my difficulty is 3.
Yeah, lowest it can go is 3. Nobody botched. Everybody
I contributed.
succeeded. You guys kind of get this all crazy contraption together in order to do some tracking on this ghoul. And yeah, I'm going to say with the amount of successes you guys pulled off here, we're going to say that you guys have pretty much pinpoint accuracy on where this guy is, unless he goes into any warded area that's got more than 10 in its wording. Or more than that. Let's see, 3. Well,
11.
I mean, a couple that you'll have to spend on, technically. Yeah, I would say that, unless it's heavily warded, you probably will be able to find this guy.
We can at least see him like disappear in front of a building,
Oh,
and then
right, yeah.
like
Last known location is.
yeah, okay.
Is he currently warded? Not warded?
He's currently not warded, and he's sitting on John Knoll Drive.
And again, you see
a donut.
Yeah. He's
you
eating a
see
donut.
Malakai flipping keys in his hand.
Well, I have to make the supply.
We only need an example, so you only got to make one. And I can hit you with quintessence if you need it.
Yeah. I guess I'll pull the clone coil aside and start making the mixture.
We have a node on site, right?
You do, but it is time. So before I forget this time, I'm going to give you guys all 4 experience points.
Down and dusted.
And I think that this is a pretty good stopping point that you guys have built your crazy Professor X's chamber.
Do we want to say we were on the road?
We just modified Pop a bit.
You're just sitting with
like,
him holding on to
I
your
don't
head.
like this. This is dumb. Do not mess with my protocols. We're just
Touch
like,
my thermostat.
yeah, Pop, get with the future. Like, Nana gets updates all the time, and he's like, I'm not Nana. Just stuff like that.
Love it.
If I was a sentient, grumpy old man machine.
Do we want to pick it up on the road? To meet this guy? So we just start with that. Like, that's that.
Yeah, well, we wait. I mean, I would say Phaedra makes her stuff, and then we leave at night, kind of thing. Next time, as a suggestion.
Well, he might not be on the road. He might not stay there for that entire time. But yeah, if you guys want to, next episode we'll be focusing on going and getting this ghoul and finding out what he knows.
So
sounds like a good plan. All right, well, thank you all for playing. Thank you all for listening or watching, and have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, peeps.
Later.
Yeah.